What if your waifu was real? It's a question weebs have been asking for years. I know there's a few videos on YouTube answering similar questions to this, but I thought I would give my own take on this. I think I'm better suited to give an answer to this because, well, not to flex, but I do have a PhD in fucking retard. I'm kind of a big deal. Okay, so say your waifu were to become real. How would it work? There are lots of holes and flaws in a waifu becoming real. First off, how would they look? It's not like they're gonna come into this 3D world in a 2D form, and if they did, I mean, that would be kind of ass. So how would it work? A culture man like me's waifu is either 02 or Mai from Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai. I know it's a sin to have two, but it's a hard decision, alright? I guess if I had to choose one, it would probably be Mai, cause she's more human, no pun intended. But for the sake of this video, let's take Rem for example, cause I already know a shit ton of people watching this video have Rem as your waifu. Okay, so obviously she isn't gonna be 2D, that's a given. So option number 1, Googling Rem in real life. We mainly get pictures of cosplayers, but we don't want to cosplay. We want the real thing. And this, I mean, that's just a child. Okay, so Googling won't work. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll find an image of your waifu and go, yeah, that's what she would look like. Then congrats, the first step to your waifu being real is done. But if you're like the rest of us, then here's option number 2. So option number 2 would just be, your waifu would look how you would expect her to look in real life, and she is not disappointing. That's honestly the only way I know how to answer this question. Now, on to the next problem. How would she sound? Now, you could say, well, they would just sound like they're dub voice actors. The problem with dub is, most of the time, it sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard when they talk. I mean, just listen to 02's dub.
I want to take a bath. Hey, how do I smell?
Yeah, but fuck no, that's not happening. If you're lucky enough for your waifu to be in dub and not sub, another problem solved for you. And if you can speak fluent Japanese, then that's yet another problem solved. But for me, neither one of those are true. So I would say that if they were to become real, they would just sound like their Japanese selves, but speaking English. That's pretty much the only way I can answer this. Now, for the next problem, personality. For a lot of people, this isn't a problem. But if you're one of those psychos who waifu is fucking toga, well, then I don't know how to tell you this, but she'd probably be locked up before you even got the chance to meet her. Or she would murder you. So unfortunately, if your waifu was a psychotic yandere, then just drop the bits and find a more normal waifu. I don't have time to find a loophole for this bullshit. Yet another problem that we would face if our waifus were real is if your waifu has some kind of superpower. And to answer this shortly, they just wouldn't have their superpowers. Next problem, would they even like you? So your waifu becomes real, and now you come to find out, oh shit, she doesn't even like me. Game over. Your waifu becomes real and you lose her in a second because she has no interest in you. Maybe it's even worse, she's completely appalled by you. Not to mention, there would be like 1,000 other guys coming after her. So you're just completely fucked and it's game over. So now we have to figure out a way to overcome this, and the best way to do that is, let's just lay down a ground rule that says your waifu will like you. But if you're like me, you wouldn't just want your waifu to become real and you're already guaranteed to be married, because there's no bond there. And a cultured man like me would want there to be a special bond, so well, say that something happens between you guys, causing you to form a strong, unbreakable bond. But just think of your dream timeline of how things would happen between you, because it would be pretty boring if your waifu became real and just like that, you're dating. You want a spicy romance story like it's Nagisa and Tomoya from Clannad. Except maybe without the, well, you know, I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't watched Clannad, or maybe you're just sick and twisted and do want that to happen between you. Either way, we don't want a boring storyline of how you came to be. Now, this next problem is pretty much the biggest problem of all, and is pretty much a punch to the gut, and that is memories. How would memories work? What would happen? It's not just like your waifu is gonna come to this world and she's just gonna forget everything that ever happened to her. So how would this work? It wouldn't. If your waifu has a lover, which unfortunately for me, she does, she's not gonna have interest in anyone in this world. And she probably is just gonna end up hating her life, which we can't have. And that's just the sad truth of why your waifu simply wouldn't be able to become real. But I've thought about this, and your boy has found yet another loophole. What if instead of your waifu becoming real, okay, a story starts from scratch and you meet your waifu who isn't in any anime. She's just your ideal waifu come to real life. Shit, if you want to get spicy, maybe you guys died and get transferred to a romance isekai. Who knows? But the only way your waifu will be able to become real is if you met your own waifu and formed your own story. If you want, you could just have it be your waifu, except she grew up in the real world. Same personality and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much the only way it would work out if your waifu was real. Unfortunately though, anime girls will never be real either way, and this is all just a fantasy for us weebs. Wait. What the fuck?